HU's success owes itself greatly to the relentless efforts of the community, but particularly to the vision and perseverance of one man, President Wasif Rizvi, who set out with the vision of establishing Pakistan's first ever liberal arts college in 2014.
This man has led us all and the university to the place it is today. And thanks to his determination, Habib University has achieved remarkable success in such a short span of time.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our founding president, Wasif Rizvi.
Assalamu alaikum. Esteemed members of Habib University faculty, wonderful parents, and the aspiring class of 2022. Khush Amdeed, welcome. I wasn't expecting this kind of introduction. Actually, we use the word founders very carefully. We have much more than just a founding president. We have a founding team, a group of founding faculty, and of course our co-founders, the class that we said goodbye to on May 5th. So please put your hand together in paying tribute to our co-founders. So the word riwayat was mentioned. एक रिवायत इस सेरेमनी की, इस इवेंट की पिछले 4 साल से है. इसमें I make a humble request to the students who are in this auditorium and in the auditorium where it is being telecast to please stand up. The students of class of 2022. Now you please turn to your parents, older siblings, grandparents, mentors, whoever has held your hand and brought you here. And please, we will all join you in saying thank you to them. Please remain standing for a little bit, right? So you know what they have done for you. So just quantitatively speaking, they have put you in less than 5% of population of the world. Less than 5% people in the world get to go to a university, right? So they have already done better than 95% others. So whatever kind of thanks and gratitude you may have for them is not enough. Bahut bahut shukriya. Thank you. Please. So this is the presentation. I'm going to get into that in a second, but I'm just going to give you a brief profile of, and you will get acquainted and introduced in the course of the next few days with each other. Okay, this is by far the largest class we are welcoming. Class of 2022, there are 266 of you, right? And again, whether I don't know if it's a moment of congratulation for our team from Dhanani School of Science and Engineering or commiseration. This is the first time there are more students being enrolled in School of Science and Engineering, 136 and 130 in School of Arts, Humanities and Social Science. So while we take a lot of pride in being the first liberal arts university, that's why our School of Arts, Humanities and Social Science is unique and it offers unique programs. लेकिन जो crowded marketplace है School of Science and Engineering की, that always challenged us. Okay, how do we present and how our perception regarding science and engineering is going to be received by students and by parents and everybody in the market. So, sufficient to say that it is received well enough. Okay, they have surpassed already the students from Arts, Humanities and Social Science. So, special welcome to our School of Science and Engineering students. While we don't have dorms yet, right? Keep fingers crossed by the time you graduate, we have them. Still, we have been lucky to convince 25 students from outside of Karachi, right? So our reach is, just as tomorrow is 14 August and we are reminded of various regions and diversity in Pakistan, our reach is almost as diverse. We have students from Lahore, Hyderabad, Islamabad, Rawalpindi, Jamshoro, Quetta, Peshawar, Skardu. Wonderful. And we have a student from the Middle East, a couple from Dubai and Saudi Arabia. Welcome you all. And we have a lot of distinctions. Don't have time to get into all of those. We have about 50 students who have 10 A's or above in their O level. That's unbelievable, right? And similar, about 80 to 89%, about 20 students coming from the HSCC stream. We have someone who topped A-level maths in the Middle East. They have taken admission here, our maths faculty, right? We have the board topper in International Baccalaureate in Pakistan. Wow. And we have 2 positions from AKU board, the first position and the third position already here. Wow. So just a little glimpse, ये बताती है कि not only the number of students is growing, as I said, it's 266. Not only the number is growing in traditionally more competitive fields, which is School of Science and Engineering, the quality is skyrocketing. So you will have a very, very competitive and competent peer group. Wonderful. जो दूसरी रिवायत है हमारी वो part of this presentation represents that, right? So we take a lot of pride. It's essentially one of our founding faculty members, Noman Naqvi. I don't know if he's here or not. Oh, right there. So he uses a wonderful term that he has coined, which is reparative pedagogy, right? कि how do we repair ourselves as a tradition? अपने आप को दोबारा से heal कैसे करें? उसका एक तो सिंपल सा तरीका ये है कि जो हमारी ट्रेडिशन में, हमारी रिवायत में जो नगीने हैं, we emphasize them and we give them their due prominence and we actually seek some sort of meaning of life and meaning of our journey from them. That's why traditionally we use a lot of ghalib, right? And today is no different, right? So we will essentially start, this presentation is bookended by 2 ghalib share. And the second one is not the one that I used the last time. This is just for the suspense of our faculty, because ये समझ रहे हैं कि इन्होंने देखा हुआ ऐसा नहीं है. So we start with this very famous share. It's actually, it's quite paradoxical. ये वाला जो शेर है, ये जितना ज़बरदस्त शेर है उतना ही पहले, कुछ अर्से पहले, अब से 30-35 साल पहले ये किसी को मालूम नहीं था, because Ghalib did not include that in his final edit of Diwan. ये उनकी बड़ी मशहूर गज़ल है, कहते हैं ना देंगे हम दिल अगर पड़ा पाया, दिल कहाँ के गुम कीजिए हमने मुद्दा पाया. उसमें ये शेर है कहाँ तमन्ना का दूसरा कदम यारब, हमने दश्ते इम्का को एक नक्शे पा पाया. जो स्टोरी है वो ये है कि गालिब को ये 2 दफ़ा साथ पसंद नहीं आया. शायद उन्हें पसंद तो नहीं आया, लेकिन दिस इज़ फैसिनेटिंग. दिस आई कांट थिंक ऑफ अ बेटर शेर टू स्टार्ट एन एम्बिगुअस जर्नी, जिसके बारे में everyone is a little skeptical, a little uncertain. So what he's saying is that where is the next step of my desire or my inspiration, right? Inspiration जो है बड़ी अजीब चीज़ है. It makes you do very, very unique things, new things, pioneering things. And then he uses a term which is breathtaking, right? So what he's saying, dashte imka, right? Who here knows among the students, not the parents, not the ones that we just celebrated, knows what dasht is, right? People know what dasht is? It's a desert, Sahara. Very good. Dasht is a Sahara, right? The A-level board toppers, dasht is a Sahara. But now we get into the next one, what? Imka, right? He says, dashte imka. What does that mean? Right? Imka is essentially is imkan, possibility. Right? He says that, so dasht has a terrifying infinity. Right? अगर आप एक बड़े से सहरा में हो, it is awesome to look at it, but it's also, it strikes some doubt and fear in your heart. That's what possibility is. So we are, as a species, very used to being in our little comfort zones, right? Lekin dashte imkan sort of, seduces us, gravitates us for really new, unknown possibilities. But dasht is dasht. It's challenging, right? So why are we using this? This is for class of 2022. जो उसमें इंटरेस्टिंग बात है जिस पर मैंने शुरू वो है नक्शेपा. There are people who have taken these steps before you, right? Ghalib ka share is a little bit more depressing because we say that there is only one, right? Here we beg to differ from Ghalib, especially for this class. This would have been actually true in 2014, but in 2018, the meaning is a little bit more complex. Okay, for you, they're plural. Again, the ones who don't understand Farsi's tarkeeb, Naqsh hai is essentially plural of Naqsh. Naqsh hai pa ka matlab is more than one footstep. So here they are. So these took this step about 4 years before you did, and they are already out. This was our wonderful co-founders, right? जब हमने आगाज किया था, we had 15 founding faculty members, and this was our class. See, suddenly they grew because they were emboldened. वो उस दश्त में आ रहे थे, उन्होंने देखा एक कदम तो मौजूद है, लिहाजा और आ गए. Our faculty grew, and everything about Habib University physically and intellectually expanded. Then the trailblazers came, right? As you can see, more people, more centers of excellence from around the world started to trust us. Our partnerships grew. And then, last year, we recruited the second largest class, whom we called, this was the last named class. हमने ये फैसला किया था कि जो पहले 4 बैचेस होंगे, they will be given a specific name, right? So the 4th batch was called Pathfinders. Our faculty was already 45, and we were already being accepted and celebrated as one of the top universities in the country. These are the steps that you are going to be taking your dusra qadam with. The first reason that you have taken this first step in this desert of possibilities is the promise of this. What is your educational experience? Now let me share it with you. It's quite extraordinary, right? पूरी दुनिया में काबिल ज़िक्र 2 और universities हैं who follow this kind of a curriculum. And you may have heard of their name. One is called Harvard, another is called Stanford, right? They have organized their core curriculum not as courses, not as subjects, but as forms of thought. कि again हम फारसी का बहुत इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं. फारसी में फिक्र के साथ एक मुरक्कब है, right? इस्तेमाल होता है अशार में भी, फिक्र व दानिश, right? So this is the fikr that is going to lead you to danish. It's a form of thought. You have to be thinking and action. So in these 7 forms of thought and action, you are required to take 11 courses, right? Some of them are prescribed, other where we are opening various possibilities for you to have elective options. Now, more you think about it, more remarkable it will start to appear, because it's not easy. देखिए पिछले 50-55 साल से जो तालीम की तरकीब है वो सब्जेक्ट्स मज़ामीन के ऊपर मबनी है, फ़िक्र के ऊपर नहीं है, और यही गालबन उसमें सबसे बड़ी लिमिटेशन थी. So Habib University has taken a pioneering step to define the educational experience in terms of thought, in terms of fikr, afkar. And it is going to be rigorous and confusing. It's not going to be easy because it's not usual. It's not the comfort zone. It's the next step in the desert of possibilities. But we are taking a next step in this ourselves, right? So just in time for all of you, look how much more enriched your possibilities are already. So you have an option of taking 4 new minors apart from everything else. And next year, and many people in this class will have the option of actually choosing one of these 2 new majors, Wonderful. Thank you, faculty. So, जहाँ आप एक next step ले रहे हैं, this university is expanding and is taking those steps with you. So, this is our दूसरा कदम in terms of expanding our educational programs. At the heart of all of this, we couldn't have imagined even conceptualizing such a complex educational program without many wonderful people who are present in this room. Habib University has been extremely fortunate to attract exceptional faculty members from around the world and who have been trained from around the world, many Pakistanis. So let's give a tribute to our faculty. This is just a glimpse of their backgrounds. Lekin, isme bhi we are taking very decisive dusra qadam. So I am proud to welcome for the first time in the history of Habib University 2 full professors in School of Arts, Humanities and Social Science, Professor Nomanul Haq and Professor Singh Kwan Chen. I don't know if they are here or not, but we are welcoming them. And that's a big deal, right? So it is easy to attract relatively young faculty and so on, but established scholars, global scholars, joining a relatively new university is key. Along with that gentleman sitting right there, we have taken another dusra qadam, next step in our own institutional maturity. And we have a different leadership framework, and we have a dean of faculty now, Shahid Saab. All right. This is one of the most remarkable features of our story, right? Our global outreach. ये आपने देखे होंगे, different partnerships and so on. So Habib University actually has been our educational framework, our mission, being the first liberal arts university in this part of the world, really attracted phenomenal attention from these global centers of excellence. Even before we had started, we had such partnerships, and they have continued to grow. And these are not just MOUs which collect dust. These are real participation and engagement. There's a lot of interaction. There's a lot of time that we, scholars from these institutions come here, our faculty goes there, and help to craft our intellectual fabric. But it's just not the faculty, right? So we are the only university which sends students to Stanford, to University of Michigan Ann Arbor, and to University of California in Berkeley. Next year, just in time for your arrival, we'll be sending you possibly to Claremont College. इसमें एक frame होना चाहिए था खाली, जिसमें I am inviting all of you to compete with each other to be part of this exchange program, right? This is quite extraordinary, and we are very proud. And when we hear the stories of remarkable success that our students achieve there. So one of the key reasons, apart from cultivating these partnerships and deepening these relationships, is कि आप में से जो भी वहाँ जाएगा, you will, again, this is part of this reparative process, you will see कि आपकी education किसी भी तरह से is not different or inferior, खुदा न खास्ता, than these phenomenal names in these universities. So that's one of the reasons that we are keen for students to experience this. So outreach is just not limited to faculty capacity building or bringing them here or sending students. We want Habib University to be a global platform for academic discourse. Or maybe some of you are aware, we have some now permanent platforms, our Yosan lecture series, our post-colonial higher education conference, our Dean lecture series. All of these are essentially being sought after by the community here in Karachi and by global academics. So Habib University invests a great deal in ensuring that Pakistan or Karachi becomes a platform for this kind of interaction and this engagement. Next step in this is to essentially continue to promote the faculty exchange program, and for all of our graduating classes to look at these institutions as possible master's and PhD level possibilities. Again, you are the most crucial piece of the puzzle, right? So how do we ensure excellence for students? ये थोड़ा सा I would invite especially parents to look in that. So Pakistan faces this very, very unique and alarming problem. कि पाकिस्तान में 96% students graduate out of local examination boards. शायद 93-94 हों, but लगभग यही proportion है. And when it comes to accessing top universities in Pakistan, that number is reduced to just 13%. And this 4% grows up to 87%. इसका मतलब ये है कि पाकिस्तान में local examination board से even excellent students find it hard to get into some of the top universities in Pakistan, as opposed to international board where it is relatively easy. So we have started again with the generosity of our donors and founding family, a program that we call TOPS, right? So the TOPS program allows us to admit a number of students from local examination boards on full scholarships, right? Complete scholarships, which ensures that we have the most diverse student body. अगर हम पाकिस्तान के साथ engaged एक institution है, our student body needs to be representative of Pakistan. It cannot just come from one particular background. So this is, again, this is like a little word cloud of our community, but this diversity ensures a remarkable and qualitatively different educational experience. जो ऊपर लिखा हुआ है कि it's not just limited to TOPS, right? So we are the first private university which created a financial modeling कि जिसमें student tuition पर university का चलना मुनहसर नहीं करता, or at least overwhelming नहीं करता. So we have 90%, and the class of 2022 can vouch for it, and the classes before you, that we have this remarkable financial aid and scholarship program. And let's pay a tribute to our donors for that. But all of it is not possible. How will you navigate? How will you get the support and get the encouragement and inspiration to become a successful community member at Habib? So we have a very vast and very complex and a large team invested only for students. So उसमें से key team is the Office of Academic Performance. Now their job is for you to do well, right? So they will be backstopping you, hand-holding you in all of your academic endeavors, right? So there are tutors there, peer tutors there, they are there for after hours, वो weekends पर भी मौजूद हैं, उनके पास अपनी spaces हैं, अपने center हैं. तो वो, so the Office for Academic Performance essentially, their job is just that. Or they have two centers. There's the writing center that they run, and then there is a center which we call EHSAS, Educational Help, Support and Academic Services. That's the office, right? Then we have an office for student life. And आपने देखा ही होगा, and I encourage especially parents to visit the campus and see especially health and wellness services. We live in a city, it's one of the largest cities in Karachi, and we are nurturing a very vast young population, but there are very few facilities for them to physically and mentally feel well. So keeping that in mind, we invested hugely in creating a great health and wellness environment. And now this, right? ये 2 साल पहले वजूद में आया था. But what we have planned for, कि even freshmen, आप अपने join करने के कुछ अरसे के बाद ही you start thinking very widely about your life and how are you going to navigate it once you're finished in 4 short years. That's the next step. कि एक चीज़ जो हमारी missing थी student services में, वो special help for the incoming class. Special, what we call a freshman success program. So these people have put together a special transitioning program, and there is a 24-hour help desk for the first year students. It's both for parents and for students. You can submit whatever help you need, whatever clarification you need. अगर आपसे दरवाज़ा नहीं खुल रहा, रास्ता नहीं मिल रहा, even something as straightforward as that, believe me, that's a real problem at Habib University. Okay, people, I have seen people struggling and cursing the doors. Sometimes I do that myself, right? या आपको कैटलॉग समझ में नहीं आ रही, वेबसाइट समझ नहीं आ रही, लाइब्रेरी का नहीं पता चल रहा, anything, you have some issue with somebody, this program is supposed to help you, navigate you, handhold you, and build you into a community. Next is this campus, right? So I'm just going to do a deliberate jibe. Okay? I think Karachi University is at 100 acres or 200 acres or 1,000 acres. It's on 1,000 acres. And look what we have done on 7 acres. Right? It's one of the best campuses in the country. It's the envy of the world. So the physical. So the campus is created keeping a community in mind. ठीक है, कैंपस में गलियां हैं, कोर्ट यार्ड्स हैं, कोई तंग और तारीक कॉरिडोर्स नहीं हैं. कैंपस में इस 7 एकड़ में कम्युनिटी बिल्डिंग की स्पेसेस भी हैं, लर्निंग स्पेसेस भी हैं. एंड वी आर पर्टिकुलरली, देखिए ये जो अर्बन फॉरेस्ट आई वाज रीडिंग, ये भी खबरों में आ रहा है, कोई साहब अर्बन, वी डिड इट 3 years बिफोर एनीवन एल्स थॉट ऑफ दैट, राइट? So at Habib University there are 3 patches of urban forest right in the back. और वहाँ पर अगर, and this is one of my favorite parts of the university. I encourage all of you to spend time there. But this is one phenomenal campus. But that's not, we have taken a दूसरा कदम again just in time for all of you, right? Yeah. So these are the courtyards that are being readied as we speak, right? चूँकि हमें अपनी रवायत के अलावा अरस्तु से भी बहुत मोहब्बत है, right? Aristotle से. So we want to sort of relive his interplay of the 4 elements, the earth, the water, the fire and the air. और हमारे जो वेस्टर्न कोर्टयार्ड्स हैं, जहाँ पर कराची की मशहूर वेस्टर्ली ब्रीज, वेस्ट ओपन ब्रीज यहाँ पर चलती है, वो ये सब के सब कोर्टयार्ड्स वहीं वाक़ हैं. अभी ये रेडी हो रहे हैं उसमें से. So all of these elements are there. And again, we created it. And there is a 5th one as well, which is not mentioned here perhaps, which is for you to self-learn and engage. The courtyard has a very prominent display of the word learn, right? So this was a reflection we had at the end of last year, that there aren't enough community spaces left with so many students. So inshallah, by the time you will start later this month, these courtyards are going to be there welcoming you. I think there's one event which is being held in one of these courtyards, is it? Orientation event. Okay. So all of these, as you can see, ये ऊपर शायद नज़र आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा, oases, ये वो नखलिस्तान हैं जो इस दश्ते इम्का में we have created for you. The Nakhlistan of a great academic program, the Nakhlistan of the most wonderful faculty, a Nakhlistan of global possibilities and partnerships, and of course the Nakhlistan of a beautiful campus. All of these are there for you to essentially navigate your Dasht-e-Imkan. And in the spirit of navigation, here you go. So I was trying to find a different shade than the last one. This is beautiful because this actually stays true to our metaphor of a desert. मुझे राह सुखन में खौफ गुमराही नहीं गालिब. Right? Now, if there's any desert which is really, really confusing, is the राह सुखन वाला desert, right? Right? It's not easy. शायरी का मुझे राह सुखन में खौफ गुमराही नहीं गालिब, असाए खिज़र सहराए सुखन है खामा बेदिल का. ये अब्दुल कादिर बेदिल was a predecessor of Ghalib. उनके वो spiritual उस्ताद भी थे. ये कह रहे हैं कि असाए खिज़र, right? So what is असाए? Asaye, who knows Urdu? What is asa? Asa is essentially a stick, walking stick. So उसने असाए मूसा नहीं कहा, he said असाए खिज़र. He took it to another level, right? So what was the main job of Hazrat Khizr? Hazrat Khizr is this mythological figure. What does he do? He shows you the rasta. Right? So he says, Asaye Khizr Sahraye Sukhan hai. Sahraye Sukhan, right? Here he uses Dasht-e-Imkan. Now he's saying Sahraye Sukhan Khama Bedil ka. Bedil ka kalam. Yani he says that I will never be lost. I will excel in this art of poetry and poetic expression. Which, remember, in the century that Ghalib was operating in was a very crowded space. There were lots of other shires as well. But what he's saying is that I have no fear of becoming obscure, being lost. मैं इसमें नहीं खोऊंगा, इसलिए कि I have the secret weapon of Bedil, because he understands Bedil, who essentially was, as I said, was a spiritual guide for Ghalib's poetry, right? So imagine you are Ghalib. All of what I have shown you are the Asai Khizr, right? They are there. But Khama-e Bedil are your faculty and your fellow students. They are there to help you. They are there to guide you. And that's where you are going to be reaching, throwing your caps up in the air in 4 short years. Thank you.